Hello my dears, and welcome back to my corner of the internet. I'm Shannon, and tonight I've got another spoiler-free book review to share with you guys. And tonight we are talking about the new book coming out in the middle of April from Ronald Malfi, and it is called Senseless. Now, I've read one other book from this author, Small Town Horror. I read it last year, and I loved it. I loved it so much. And so when I saw this one pop up on NetGalley, grabbed it. Couldn't wait to read it. So what we're going to do here, I'm just going to give you the brief synopsis, what it's about, and then I'll share my thoughts with you once we get to the end. But again, no spoilers. So what we have here is a story told from three different points of view. We've got Bill Rennie. He's a detective who is, right when we meet him right at the beginning of the book, he is at the crime scene for a murder. A woman's been murdered, and the way that her body is left looks very similar to a body he found a year ago. So he is investigating that murder. The second point of view is from a woman named Maureen. And she's a writer. She's written one book, struggling with writing the next. And she's getting ready to marry a big-time movie producer named Greg Dawson. And they haven't known each other very long. You know, they're kind of moving things along quickly, and they're having an engagement party when we meet her, and Greg's son Landon shows up, and right off the bat he's a nuisance, if you want to know the long and short of it, and he immediately begins making Maureen feel very uncomfortable, and he's like in his, I think, like mid to late 20s. The third point of view that we get is from this kid. Like, he's 22, but he's a kid, and like he's a weird kid. He calls himself the Human Fly, and he spends a lot of time just kind of skulking around places, and at night he likes to go to bars. And one night when he's there, he meets a woman. She actually approaches him, and she's very mysterious, and he's instantly intrigued. And he begins coming back every night in the hopes of getting to see her again. So, of course, as I'm sure you can guess, as the story goes on, these three storylines eventually come to weave in together. And we see how they're all related to the overarching story. And if you like a good, like, police detective, like, whodunit type of story, you'll probably really like this one. And like, I enjoyed it. It's, first of all, I love Ronald Malfi's writing style. I find it very easily readable. Like, it flows, it's good, I love it. But this story wasn't entirely for me. Like, Small Town Horror, loved it. This one, I don't love, like, police mysteries, you know? Even though this one does veer a little into the spooky side, like, there are a couple of scenes that really are unnerving, but I just don't like that kind of story. And interestingly enough, Bill, the detective, was my favorite character out of all of them. Everyone's fairly unlikable in this story, which I don't mind. Unlikable characters, don't mind that. But these, like, especially that third storyline, his name was Toby, I didn't find him, like, not only did I not like him, I didn't find him compelling in any way. Every time we get to a chapter of his, I'd be like, oh, here we go, and I'd kind of just hope to get through it as quickly as possible. But I really liked Bill. I did like him a lot, and he's also struggling. Like, he's lost a wife when we first meet him, like, only 3 months previous, and so when he's dealing with these murders, he's the first one, he's talking with her husband a lot, the husband of the woman who was murdered, and you really get the sense for his loss, and you see that he feels for this guy because he knows how difficult it is to go through a loss like that. So I really liked Bill. Maureen, she was like, whatever. Toby, couldn't stand. But again, it's got that, like, writing style of Ronald Malfi's that I love. And I'll look forward to his next one. And I also really do look forward to going back into his books before Small Town Horror that I haven't read yet. So that's really all I can tell you. Like I said, it's police trying to solve murders. And that's not my favorite kind of story. But I can appreciate that it's well written. And if you do like that kind of story, you'll probably love it. So I'm going to give it a 4 because even though the story itself wasn't for me, I can appreciate that it's a good story. So, yeah. I guess that's really all I've got to tell you. I was going to say something else, but I can't remember what it was. This comes out April 15th, I'm pretty sure. So mark your calendars. And I don't know what it was. It flew right out of my head. So it couldn't have been that important. And if it comes back to me while I'm editing, I'll pop it in here. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you again really soon. Bye, guys.